Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a Legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video and playing Turbo Doomsday again. So this list has really been performing well for me. I'm only like 30 or so matches deep, but I am having a good time. I think I'm like 24-6 prior to this league. I just trophied with this list about a couple of days ago as time of recording, probably more than a week ago from the time of release. I just feel like the main deck pretty much has a good matchup versus nearly all of the format, perhaps Painter notwithstanding. Um, I don't really think there's a lot to improve, which is obviously, famous last words and all, but like against a lot of the format, a lot of the non-blue format, I don't think it really behooves the deck to be like overloading on removal or bounce spells or something. I think ideally maybe I would have 3 Force of Negations to bring in versus like prison decks, but the fact that we have a Jace in the main deck kind of feels like we're already a little bit like split or like pre-boarded versus those matchups. So we have one Jace, one Thassa. I I'm playing Emrakul and Sheoldred basically to have a better shot versus Painter. That's it. Couple of Grafdigger's Cages for Reanimator decks, and then these 9 black cards to board in versus Tempo decks, because that's where I feel like there's the biggest room for improvement. Basically, like I feel the Eldrazi matchup is a little too much about 2 ships passing in the night, and I feel like our deck is fast enough and the interaction is solid enough that I don't feel the need to be bringing in additional things. If I wanted to bring in more things, maybe I would bring in like an additional basic island or a 4th petal or something like that, or another cycler, but I feel like it's pretty well set up. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I'm gonna jump into a league. All right, on the draw for round number 1, I'm gonna mulligan this sort of do nothing hand, and I'll keep this. I'll probably get rid of the lotus petal. Yep, windswept heath. So probably non-blue, but maybe Nadu. Basic forest. Mox diamond. Right. Okay, this is the lands. Wow, brutal. Sphere of resistance. That's not good. There's a wasteland in the graveyard too. If they have life from the loam, I'm gonna play the surveil land, and I might actually keep this LED and then play it out next turn to have like more mana for a potential life after Doomsday resolving. Exploration. Okay. What exploration but no other land drop? That's really interesting. Yeah, let's cast this LED. What is in their hand? Or Schadenport. Okay. Life from the loam. Do I daze this? Yeah, I think I do. I mean, we're in trouble here. Maybe if I hit Force of Will here? Oh, Doomsday. Oh no. So close. Yep. This is just about not going to work out for me. So they're going to get life from the loam there. They're going to get Wasteland, and then they're going to Wasteland me. And I can't even like brainstorm into a Force of Will here, but I am going to probably brainstorm when they try to Wasteland me. I think like another Dark Ritual here. We could also float Doomsday here, and then like, and then Edge of Autumn into it, but that's going to cost us a land. But I mean, what else is going to happen here? Yeah, I think that's actually our best course of action. All right, put Doomsday and then I guess a Ponder. There's Urza's Saga and Mox Diamond, sure. So this is Doomsday now, and then we probably need like Lion's Eye Diamond. Let's sack this Undercity Sewers, crack for black, and we draw the Doomsday and we cast it. So we need Thassa. We need, like, I don't know, The problem is also the Urza Saga is going to start pooping out constructs, and they will likely like tap out my land here, and then like force me into fetching, and that will shuffle the deck. And if at any point we end up with like Oracle in our hand and no LED in play, then or like just Oracle in our hand basically is a disaster. But let's see. How would this work? So we would draw the LED and, and then like fetch basic island, play the LED, and then have to hope that we draw a cycler over the Thassa. And also I'm worried about my life total here with these street wraiths. Like if too many turns have to pass. So like right now I'm gonna be passing, then they get a turn. Let's say that I get to play out my LED. Then I'm gonna be at 9 from the fetch land. They will then get the turn and they will make a 1, 2, 3, a 4/4 that becomes a 5/5 and a 6/6. So I can't have two street wraiths here. Can maybe have one straight wraith and one edge. And then if they even like if they have main deck Pithing Needle, then it's bye bye. And this still also loses to them like screwing up. Like first of all, it's just me if I'm playing out LED next turn, then I guess I don't have to do that, but yeah, I don't know. Not looking easy here. Okay, put basic island, then the Thassa, and then the cyclers and the LED. 2 wastelands now. That doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, so they are porting me here, and I have to fetch then. And then we just have to hope that the gods of RNG. Like, I basically have to draw LED this coming turn here, because if they get to untap with their Rishadan port, they can then just port my island every turn. So yeah, we have to hope that LED is above the Thassa, basically, but also above one of the cyclers. Yeah, not looking good. Okay, Street Wraith. Okay, we have to basically hit LED right now off of this Street Wraith. But we don't. Alright, GG's. Alright, so I have to bring in, I think, Forces of Negation here. But that's also probably it. And I'll board out a Duress. I don't know, maybe on the play, Duress is okay to take like a sphere. Yeah, I think I am going to board out one Duress. And I guess I'll board out a Cabal Ritual. I don't know. Alrighty, let's hope for something better here. I guess I'll keep this. They also kept 7. Here comes the Mox Diamond. Tabernacle. Okay. No play. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna fetch the Undercity Sewers here. If they want to like crop rotate Ancient Tomb away for a wasteland, I don't think I stop them. I'll take a Ponder. But I will start out with a Brainstorm here. And probably put away one of these lands. Yeah, put away a land and Thassa's Oracle. I'll fetch an Under NC and cast Ponder. There is Doomsday. Okay, I'm gonna just draw the Doomsday next turn and put Personal Tutor into my hand to have double force up. Maybe this is representing Disruptor Flute. I could see that. Expedition map. I think I forced that. I don't want them to have a wasteland right now. They could have one in their hand. But the luxury of having a second force here. They didn't have another land drop. That's really nice. So I am going to play Doomsday here, and I'm going to make a pile with Jace, I think. And then I just hope their big plan is to disrupt your Flute Oracle. Alright, let's put both Thassa and Oracle in the pile here. And some cyclers. And then, I don't know, like another land, like Cavern of Souls maybe? Not that I think we'll need it. Okay, so I'm gonna draw the Jace, put Thassa and Cavern into the graveyard, and then draw a Cycler and cycle into cycle, that kind of thing. Alright, if they had Wasteland in their hand, they obviously would have played it last game, or last turn, and Wastelanded me, so we can safely deduce that that's not a card in their hand. Could be now, they draw it, but there's another Mark's Diamond, okay. I am a little bit concerned about like potential Pyroblast here for my Jace. Okay. Looks like they're passing here. Looks like I am gonna get to draw my Jace and cast him. Let's see. Let's see what they have. What is their big plan here? Crop rotation. Crop rotation. What does this get? Like a Hypno Rivulet? Or I mean they already have red mana, so I don't know. I'm gonna let this resolve. Probably gonna regret that. Okay, so they got a Wasteland. And then Disruptor Flute. Okay, I'm gonna Force of Will that. If they have Pyroblast, they have Pyroblast. Okay, that was a Force resolve. They might have a second one. Okay, they don't. Okay, I'm gonna mill myself here. And if they then Pyroblast Jace now, then that's the whole thing. Okay, and I'm just gonna pass here. I don't need to like risk anything here. I'd much rather do this sort of in response to them doing something. Hopefully, so they don't have like a split second removal spell for Jace. Okay, they concede. So question is, do I bring in anything else here? I probably don't, right? Because like as we see in their graveyard right now, they have Maze of Ith and Tabernacle, so they're not like they are playing as though I have creatures, or maybe they just don't have enough stuff to bring in. And Sheoldred is just a non sequitur because they're gonna have Karakas as well. But Barrowgoyfs, it's a little bit tempting because it's a pretty quick clock and it does sort of come at that from a whole other angle. But I think I probably just keep this as it is. Okay, I mean this is not a great hand, but it does Force of Negation a turn 1 sphere and can potentially, depending on what these Street Wraiths show us, like put Doomsday on the stack or get going. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it. I don't feel like mulliganing here. They mulligan to 6. I guess I'll let them have this expedition map and save my counter spell. Okay, I'm gonna put Undercity Sewers into play here and surveil. Get rid of Underground Sea and pass. Maybe I'm supposed to float the pedal here in case they resolve a sphere somehow. Alright, looks like they're just going to try and port me. Okay, Ponder is nice. So I'm gonna save my fetch land actually. I'm just gonna cast a Ponder here. Hey, look at that. Dark Rituals and Doomsday. Alright, gonna draw the Doomsday. And I'm gonna float the pedal here and pass. Exploration. Urza Saga. Another port. Sphere Resistance. Okay, this is my Force of Negation. And now they have one card in hand and one colorless mana, so they can't Disruptor Flute me. The only thing they could do is Mindbreak Trap or Endurance. No, they can't even Endurance. Okay, so I think it's Mindbreak Trap or Bust here. So I'm gonna cast Doomsday, and I don't think I'm gonna play around Mindbreak Trap. So I think I think Jace is my plan. So we put, I guess, like a Cycler on the bottom, then like Thassa, Cycler, Jace, LED. Cycle the Street Wraith, hold down control for priority, and we draw the Jace, target ourselves, and let's just cycle for the win. Alright, cool. We win round 1. Let's go on to round number 2. Alright, on the play for round number 2. Yeah, I'll keep this. Let's boogie and ponder into a a copy of Doomsday. How about that? Opponent also kept 7. Okay, here we go. Ponder. Show us the money. Okay, I mean, it's personal tutor next turn. And getting the other land here is also not the worst. Let's pass here. Underground Sea, holy moly. Underground Sea pass. So the Entomb radar is blinking here. Let's cast Personal Tutor. And we put Doomsday on top. And I think we also play out the Petal here. Just because if something happens which prompts me to want to brainstorm, I don't want to be dazable. Okay, they have a brainstorm, sure. We're done with brainstorm? Okay, let's go. This could obviously be the mirror, or it could be something else entirely, like the mirror reanimator, or okay, reanimator. So how does this work? They get the Archon, we discard Thassa, for instance. They're tapped out. I think I'm gonna let this happen, and then hope they only have like one copy of Force in hand, and that they use it on the Doomsday, and then we can daze, because then things might just work out pretty neatly here. Let's see. Let's cast Dark Ritual. Force plus double daze gets us here, and obviously 2 forces gets us here. And if there's here we go. There's Forceful Pitch Ponder. Let's try daze. Okay, the force is dazed. They have another force. Well, Doomsday is going to be put on the stack right now. Let's see. Okay, that resolved. So we need the Thassa here. And a copy of Consider, Lion's Eye Diamond, and 2 Cyclers. We can just put in 1 of each. So Street Wraith and Edge of Autumn. So we're not out of this yet, even if they don't have another force. Like, if they have double days exactly, then they get us. Okay, Thassa on the bottom, put a Cycler on top, and the other 3, the order doesn't matter. Okay, let's cast this Brainstorm. Put back Underground Sea and Consider. So far, so good on the double days front. Alright, we're sacking LED here with the Edge of Autumn draw ability on the stack. Here comes Consider. We draw a Street Wraith, and that is going to draw us Thassa. And Thassa's in. Alright, cool. So we take game 1. We don't know if this is like a pure combo version of Reanimator, or if it's like more of the tempo hybrid. I'm gonna board like it has some tempo elements. I'm gonna board in like removal spells and my creature package, and then the Grafdigger's Cages. I probably will not board in like Force of Negation. Alright, let's see here. These 9 creatures and removal spells, and then the 2 Grafdigger's Cages. How about that? And then it becomes a question of how much, if any, of the Doomsday package are we going to keep in. I'm going to board out the Personal Tutors, I think. Then we also run into the like low blue count problem. Let's board out at least a couple of copies of Doomsday. And Edge of Autumn. Maybe we just want 1 copy of Doomsday. And then, like, that leaves us with 19 blue cards. How's that feel? That's probably good enough. Like, Street Wraiths are not the worst with Barrowgoyfs, and like having the Jace and the Thassa with only 1 copy of Doomsday is a little bit ugh, but yeah, let's try it. Alright. I think I will try this. It's a little bit iffy. Um, a lot of things that can go wrong, but okay. So they're just going underground sea pass. I think I go Lurgoyf with this cavern, but I really, I really need to be hitting lands, huh? Let's hope that they are sort of banking on being the reanimator deck and not so much being the tempo deck in this game. Okay, here comes Brainstorm. All right, Cage is in. Let's see if they're just gonna pivot onto if this is like Bowmasters. No, okay. They're main deck fetching or main phase fetching under City Sewers. Put in Tomb into the graveyard. Okay, come on, land. Beautiful land. Nope. Well, we are sort of just hanging out. We have second Cage, so that's nice. At least it it stops them from having the out of just like end of turn petty theft on tap win. Oh, Barrowgoyf. I think I forced this and just get blown out by a daze here. Force back. Okay, I'm gonna force again then if it's important enough for them. It's important enough for me. Okay, that was quite the exchange. I still just need a land, please land. Nope, no land. Okay. I'm kind of expecting them to not have a follow-up here since they were willing to force this, but okay, here comes Thoughtseize. My guess is they take Barrowgoyf, but they could also be interested in taking any of either of the other cards, really, because they're all three good in their own way, or frightening in their own way. They do take Barrowgoyf, yeah. That was a card I least wanted them to take, so good on them. Okay, that was good. I'm gonna cast this Ponder here and see. Ooh, that was nice. That was incroyable, as they would say in France. Okay, so as long as we fade Wasteland, we get to resolve Barrowgoyf next turn, at least. They liked what they found, so they kept a card on top. Yikes. Okay, let's hope it was just the Brainstorm. Which is obviously still, like, yeah, pretty good. Okay, well, what will it be? Another Brainstorm, this time with no land drop available. Okay. And they're passing. Alright. I hope they don't have much in the form of creature removal here. And let's try and put this little innocent looking Lurgoyf on the stack. Alright. And we pass. They know my hand, so I'm just gonna yield. And they pass to me. I think I might just ponder here. Try and see if I can set up this Barrowgoyf trigger. Guess I'll draw a Brainstorm, and then I'm okay with milling over the Misty Rainforest and the other Brainstorm. Oh, something's happening. Here comes the Goyf. And I do want to mill here. Oh, there's Thassa. Why don't we just grab her? And I'll pass. Now there's an artifact in the graveyard, so Goyf is 5/6. Thoughtseize. Guess I'll Brainstorm. If they have drawn Orcish Bowmasters, this does, like, this is a bit of a problem, but it's not insurmountable. I don't know. Let's put back Thassa, and I guess, I don't know. Like, none of these cards are very good. I guess Doomsday is the card I would most like to have here. But I mean, this is going to put them to 7. Goyf is going to deal them 5. Alright, Goyf deals 5. I get to put back, I guess, Oracle here, probably. Unless we get lucky. And yeah, I think I guess I could cast Doomsday here, but I don't feel like that's the correct play. Maybe it is, and I just make like a deck with like a couple of more Lurgoyfs. All right, sweet. Nice little tune over versus Reanimator, and we're off to round number 3. All right, on the draw versus Canacan, whom I do believe to be either a Stompy or a Painter player. I can't remember, but I'm going to keep this hand. It has Doomsday. It is struggling a little bit to do anything fast here. Okay, this is, what is this? Chalice for 1. Okay, so I think I'm going to play out this LED, and hopefully I won't get Blood Moon next turn. But if I do, I can at least fetch this Bloodstained Mire into a basic swamp. Yeah, I wish this LED had been a Lotus Petal so I had like turn 2 Doomsday here, but yeah, we can't have everything. If they don't Blood Moon me, I'm going to fetch Undercity Sewers and then next turn play out Polluted Delta, which can get like a basic swamp. So this means it's not Painter, right? This means it's Stompy. Fable, okay. That was, I mean, that's obviously a great card, but the less scary of the 3 drops they could have like tried to murder me with here. Okay. Let's get Undercity Sewers. Ponder can go away. I'll take a Force of Will, but yeah. Yeah, no, Force of Will is great. I think we can get like force a Blood Moon. And then next turn, like I'm going to be at 17, that'll be 16, that'll be 15 with the 2 fetch lands. 14 if I have to force something here. I am going to force that. That will kill me very quickly. Okay. So they have 1 card in hand. So my best draw here by a country mile is a Cycler. Okay. That was not it. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, 6 when they attack with the Shaman next turn. So don't expect this Daze to be pulling a lot of weight, but we shall see. Okay, I'll be at 7. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Cavern of Souls in the deck just in case they top deck a Chalice of the Void and decide to make Chalice for 2. And then I'm gonna, if that doesn't happen next turn, I'm just gonna try and cycle my way into a win with the Oracle. I suppose I could also try and go for Jace. Yeah, maybe that's the safer bet. Okay, so cycle Edge. Like, draw Edge. We cycle that. And we draw a Jace. We activate Jace. We put Thassa and Cavern of Souls into the graveyard, and we draw another Edge of Autumn. I think I like that. This also works in case they somehow get rid of our LED, as long as they don't also have Blood Moon. Alright. So, Edge on the bottom and Edge on the top, sandwiched in between Cavern, Thassa, and then Jace as the top layer of the filling of the sandwich. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I think I'm actually just going to put Cavern beneath Thassa in case that matters, which I don't think it will. So, like another Bombardiers gets me here, I think. Because they will beat me for 4 and then they can toss the Fable at me. But that doesn't appear to be what's happening. Okay. Let's see what they can do here. Here comes something. A Magoose of the Moon. Alright, so let's hope. I was going to say let's hope their last card isn't a Pyroblast, but hey, they have Chalice, so. Here comes a red mana, and I'm going to hold priority while sacking this land to the Edge of Autumn. Going to cast Jace, going to target myself, and cycle another Edge of Autumn here for the win. Alright, cool. That was good enough to take game 1. And I think, so we want the Forces of Negation here. And I think I actually don't mind boarding in some number of Barrowgoyf here, because I think like sometimes a matchup like this can get to a point where they're like just all sitting on reaction and prison pieces, and where like squeezing in a Barrowgoyf might actually be pretty impactful. Um, so I think I'll board out Duress, and honestly probably also the Thought Seizes. Maybe at least like one of them. Maybe I'll keep one. And then I think I'm gonna board out a couple of Dazes. Like Daze versus the Spirit Guide decks is always a little bit of a liability, but I think even more so here. And probably actually Jace, because they saw him now. Plus, I don't think we really need that secondary Doomsday win condition versus this type of matchup normally. And like even there, like you saw, we would have won had we not have Jace either, because we could have because we played out the LED already. We had the means to beat a Mags of the Moon regardless. All right, the opponent like their 7, which gives me cause for concern here. I think I'm actually gonna like the only time this hand is good, I think, is if they're relying on a Chalice for 1. I think I'm gonna mulligan this hand, and I'll keep this. I'll bottom the Thassa. Chalice for 1 is still good against this hand. Blood Moon is like devastating for me here, and that was also my concern with the last hand. And they do have 3 mana, and they do have Blood Moon. So here we go. Petals and Dark Rituals are my best draws here. Guess I'll play out my LED. And I'll pass. Well, at least they didn't have more ramp to make a play on turn 2 here. Okay, I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith, even though that is also a way. Oh, okay. So now a Lotus Petal or the basic Swamp gives me a Barrowgoyf, at least. I think it's tempting to force this, but I am going to let this resolve. It would have put an artifact into the graveyard for Barrowgoyf, and also potentially like if they don't have a 3rd land, but then I think they will just have a 3rd land soon. And I'd rather force whatever is coming out of this. Okay, not the Spirit Guide. They can have a Spirit Guide. Okay. We have 9 turns here. Come on. Huh. I think I am actually. This is not a play I like to make a lot, but I think I am gonna cycle this Edge of Autumn. Okay, well, there's a Doomsday. And do they have more stuff here? 4 mana. The One Ring. I think I have to counter that. Yeah, let's do that. Pitching the Personal Tutor so that if I draw basic island here, like Ponder is a lot better than having just a random Personal Tutor. Another Street Wraith. Okay, I'm gonna cycle that. Hey, would you look at that? Okay, so now what is the plan here? I cast Doomsday, I'm at 6. And then if their last card is meaningful in any way, then it's a problem, right? But like Barrowgoyf, I think I'm supposed to cast Doomsday as much as I would like. I guess it means if they have Shooter McGavin over there, Broadside Bombardiers, then it's no bueno, huh? Okay, so I can draw basic island and cast Ponder and then end up with Thassa. If their last card is like Pyroblast, then it's obviously a catastrophe for us. But I think like Chalice of the Void is also like Chalice of the Void for 2 just also like slams shut the door here because I can't use Cavern with the Blood Moon. If I had basic island already, I could take the Thoughtseize here and check their hand, but I don't. And I'm not going to play around Chalice for 1 because if they have Chalice, they're going to make it for 2, I think. Okay, so Oracle, 2 fetchers, the island, and I guess Street Wraith. Or another Ponder, is it? To spare the 2 life if somehow they can deal me some damage next turn. And then we just accept that we lose if they find any way to remove my LED. Okay, so Thassa on the bottom. And then draw the basic island. Yeah. So Trinisphere, if they were to play that and resolve that this turn, it would put us winning off by 1 turn, but we would still win if nothing changes in terms of how much pressure is on the board here. All right, let's see. I think it all comes down to this turn. Okay, they're doing something. 4 mana. This is Chalice for 2, I think. Nope, the mana went back into their mana pool? I don't know. When mana on Magic Online starts like emptying incrementally, so like 4 becomes 3 becomes 2, then that usually means an X spell is being cast. So in a situation like this, you can probably deduce that it's Chalice that's being paid for. But so, and it went from 4 to 3, but then it went back up to 4, so I don't know. Yep, GG's opponent. There isn't any way this works out for me, is there? Like, because I have the Barrowgoyf? So I take my land, I make the Barrowgoyf. 4 cards left in the deck. Then I attack them, they block with 3 cards left in the deck. Then I attack. There's basically no way I get to recycle the Doomsday. No. Okay, they got me. Yep, that works. Yeah, we would have won there if we had kept Jace. So what I said turned out not to actually like hold true there. So I don't know if that means we should have Jason. It's funny, like I guess maybe that was just the play they had. Like the other card in their hand might have been a blank. Then it totally makes sense. Yeah, I think I want the Jace. And I think I'll cut a Cabal Red. No, Cabal Red is maybe one of the Barrowgoyfs, and I'll just keep 2 in. And mind you, that number might actually, like, maybe it should be 0 and not 2. But I do still kind of think strategically they can, like, carry some weight here. Like, if I resolve a turn 1 or turn 2 Barrowgoyf, then I think that races pretty well. And probably is not something they're that prepared to deal with. Also, not boarding in Daze on the play. I have 2 Dazes, but not all 4. I still think it's fine because I do think Daze just loses a lot of equity versus the Spirit Guides. Alright, I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to play out the Scalding Tarn to be able to fetch basic island here, in case they have a turn 1 Magus of the Moon. If they have turn 1 Blood Moon, then I might let that resolve, but I'm not sure. Well, Ancient Tomb and a Chrome Mox. Okay. Chalice for 1. Okay, I'm gonna cast Brainstorm here off of basic island. Ooh. You know what? I think I'm gonna let this resolve and then just hope that my double Barrowgoyf is going to work here. Barrowgoyf will only be a 2/3, but that's still pretty good. It's going to be a 3/4 actually, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast this Personal Tutor into the Chalice. And let's hope that like chaining Barrowgoyfs together is going to be good enough. And I think this Force of Negation now is mostly on counter the 1 ring duty. Yep, you have Magus of the Moon. That is no problem. Here comes Goyf number 1. 3 mana. Bombardiers. Oh dear. Yeah, I can't force of negation that. So they attack. Can I block this? No, I can't, right? It has menace. Is that right? Gross. Okay. They have to like toss the Magus in order to kill this. Yeah, we might still lose. This Bombardiers is really good. And they do toss the Magus. Oh, gross. Another personal tutor, really. Okay. Well, now Magus has 5 toughness. Or, Barrowgoyf has 5 toughness. So they need something that costs 3. Again, which I guess is the same thing. Oh, 4 mana, 5 mana. What's this? No! Oh god. Look at these embarrassing Barrowgoyfs here. Maybe they're just gonna erase the Barrowgoyf? What's my hope here? I have really not a lot going on. Another force of negation. Wow. Imagine if I force of negation that Chrome Box. That's the only red mana they've had all game. Guess I'll counter this. I guess my best draw is probably the last Barrowgoyf right now. Okay, now they have red mana, so it doesn't matter that much. 2 City of Traders triggers on the stack. You don't see that every day. And I think that's probably just it, right? I take 4, I go to 7. I take 2, I go to 5, and then they toss this Barrowgoyf at me. Yeah, okay. GG's opponent. Okay, on the draw for round number 4, opponent mulligans to 6. I'm gonna keep this hand. It has a land, it has counterplay. We're missing Doomsday, obviously, but yeah, let's try it. Wooded Foothills. Is this Cradle Control? Mountain. Fetchland Mountain Go. I think sometimes Painter plays some mountains. Okay. I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith here. Like Ponder or Thoughtseize would be nice. Suppose another land is okay. Okay, let's pass. Lightning Bolt. Oh, so it's burn. It is just burn. That was, I guess, the most obvious thing it could be. I just never really play against burn. Bolt Weave. 3 damage. Okay. Yeah, burn, not ideal to be playing against. Do I daze the next thing? Well, there's personal tutor. Okay, let's cast a brainstorm. And then we have the personal tutor to shuffle with. Ooh, and those were good cards. Although this is going to be a lot of damage. Let's put back Cavern of Souls and Thassa's Oracle. And then... Oh. Maybe I shouldn't be fetching here. Maybe that's going to take me from 6 to 5 if nothing else happens post Doomsday. And I can't be at... I have to be at 8 and no lower because I have to cast Street Wraith after... or cycle Street Wraith after the Doomsday. Alright, well, let's see. So I think I will both daze and force stuff now. Yeah, daze that. And then, like, if their last 2 cards plus the card they draw now is like... Yeah, I think basically anything that deals me damage. Chain Lightning, I would be at 8. I would be at exactly 8. So I guess I could be at 6. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let this resolve. Yeah, never mind. I kind of miscounted there. I can stand to be at 6. So hopefully they don't have a Fire Blast, so I'm going to force this. If their last card in hand is Fire Blast, they get to win, and if not, then I get to win. Okay, so we cycle Street Wraith into Brainstorm. This is just the standard pile. I'm going to be at 1, so pray it's not Fire Blast. Lineside Diamond, Consider, and then Edge of Autumn is going to be the last card. Thassa on the bottom with the Cycler on top, and then Brainstorm just needs to be the top card. Alright, here we go. Ah, it was Fire Blast. Dang. Okay. GG's. I wonder if I'm supposed to bring in my life gain creatures here. That would seem like a reasonable thing to do. Yeah, let's see here. We have these 6 or 5 creatures that are all like pretty nice, and I think I'm going to board out some number of Personal Tutor, and I think Jace. Then I'm down to 18 blue cards though. Maybe Jace comes back, and then like Thought Seizes can go, and I'll board in like a Force of Negation. Yeah, let's try this. There's a point one could make about boarding in Fatal Push to kill like Eidolon of the Great Revel, and or just like the other creatures they certainly play. All right, so what do I want here? Dark Ritual and Barrowgoyf and a fetch land and a counterspell to back it up. Oh no, unfortunately this doesn't work. Let's mulligan. This works. Keep and bottom the Consider. Yeah. So decks like this, you have to expect them that to have Mindbreak traps in the sideboard. Like these non-blue mono-colored strategies, specifically like in I think red and green, where they don't have like other good sideboard tools, like no discard. Okay, so they do appear to have F6 tier. So we could cycle the Street Wraith. I think I want Cavern of Souls as the card that finishes things. I would really love not to have to cycle Street Wraith twice, but I might have to. So I'll be at 9. If I Street Wraith twice, that takes me to 5. And I don't think they can deal me 5 damage in one turn. So maybe it's okay. Like with, especially since I have Daze as well. I can't Daze this turn. I have to wait because I'm going to be making my land drop next turn. Though maybe that is unnecessary. So if I were to put a Petal in here instead of Cavern, and then they have like Pyroblast to counter my Oracle, then I can Daze. But then my Break Trap opens up, because then Daze plus the Petal plus the Oracle is 3 spells. I think this is fine. I don't think I'm going to be like the only thing I could like reasonably think I would want to Daze next turn would be Surgical Extraction. All right, so let's do like this, and we'll pass. There's a mountain and a Goblin Guide. Yeah, no. They're just gonna deal me 2 and see the Street Wraith. Yeah, them not having the 2 mountains to sack for Fire Blast is pretty big. I'm about to lose my ability to Daze, but hey, that comes with the territory. We draw the Cavern, we name Merfolk, and then float a blue Merfolk mana. Alright, here we go. No Mindbreak Trap, no Pyroblast, nothing's going to get us here. Alright, so I am just a little bit tempted here to board Doomsdays out and bring in Fatal Pushes, which might be silly, but like them on the play makes Doomsday a lot less of an interesting thing to do. And I do think like resolving one or especially more than one of these fatty black creatures is going to be very, very good here. So maybe I'll try it, huh? Without Doomsdays, the cyclers are a little bit, you know, underwhelming. They could still be okay. Like Edge of Autumn gaining 2 life with a Sheoldred in play, that kind of thing. Maybe I'm reaching a little bit, but yeah, I'll keep this. Not like thrilled about this hand, but like especially if their hand is more like it was in game 1 where it was just like all spells, then this is not the best. Dark Ritual. Okay, so if I can ponder into a creature here, that would be amazing. I am only playing 5, so yeah. That's not so good. I'm going to shuffle this. I mean, the second land would be good here, but I really don't want a second ritual. Another Force of Will. Well, I mean, that will hold down the fort a little bit. And I don't think for the time being at least that I can afford to counter lightning bolt spells. Oh, but there wasn't one. Mountain Caracas. Caracas? Fuck. That's going to make Sheoldred like a lot worse. As in like practically useless. So it's down to the Barrowgoyfs now. Daze enters. Okay. What is the Caracas doing there? Do I want the Daze? I don't think I want the Daze. I'm going to consider it away. Okay, Swamp is good. Another Force of Will. Okay, I'm just going to pass here, and I'm going to let them attack with Goblin Guide, and then let the trigger resolve, and then I'll Fatal Push it. Another Guide. Okay. Let's have a trigger happen here. Brainstorm. Okay. Let me just kill this. I'll take 2. I'm pretty happy to draw the Brainstorm. They're getting mana screwed here. Well, we can get 3 life from the Sheoldred, which is going to be worth it. Well, not 3 life, 6 life, I mean. And I think we might as well take the draw off of like the Goblin Guide here. So I'm gonna put back like Brainstorm and Cavern of Souls. And then I'm gonna pass. Like we could have played the Cavern this turn, but that's gonna be fine. Like this is an extra card for us. I'm really perplexed about this Caracas. If it is like, if they're a Boros deck, or if it's just like a random one of they have to like tussle with, I don't know, some like other creatures. Okay, Monastery Swiftspear. Which one am I more afraid of? I think I'm more afraid of the Monastery Swiftspear, to be honest. Even though this is like 1 more damage. Okay, so let's get the trigger. I'm not sure which one I kill. I think I kill the Swiftspear. Like Guide is a guaranteed extra damage every turn, but that's only if they never cast any spells. And the Swiftspear can like do a lot more damage over time. Okay, so I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna name Phyrexian, this cavern here, and I'm gonna Dark Ritual off of basic Swamp. And then I assume they're gonna like bounce this as at the first passing of priority, but then I get to Brainstorm and gain 6 life. Here comes the end of turn. They do bounce it. I Brainstorm and gain 6 life. Num 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 num. Okay. I guess put back Edge of Autumn and Lotus Petal. And then yeah, I don't know, like next turn I can I can play Jace. No, wait, I can't play Jace. I'm short of blue mana. Yeah, so that's actually pretty bad. Excuse me. Another Swiftspear. I think I forced this. I mean, I am Brainstorm locked now. Unfortunately, like, it's not gonna make sense for me to cast the Sheoldred here off the pedal. So I'm drawing just pedal, which I am gonna play, and then pass. They're just sitting on 5 spells here. I'm really curious what it is. Like, could be Mind Break Trap, could definitely be one of them. I know Surgical Extraction. I think a Barrowgoyf pretty immediately swings the the game drastically in my favor, but that doesn't seem to be forthcoming. Bolt Wave. Okay, I'm gonna take those 3. Now, what I could do is I could cast this Edge of Autumn and basically swap my Lotus Petal for a basic island, which I don't know if I'm that interested in, to be honest. I think I might rather just save it as a gain 2 life effect with Sheoldred in play. But yeah, things are looking bad. I think I need to pretty much draw like Barrowgoyf on my next draw step, or at the very least one of my remaining fatal pushes to get rid of the Goblin Guide. I am very concerned about the 5 spells in their hand. They were just paying costs there at the end of turn. I wonder what. Oof, like Surgical Extraction on my Force of Wills here would actually be absolutely savage. Dark Ritual. Well, that's not good. That is just not good at all. I mean, it does let me keep the pedal around if I want to play Sheoldred, and then like sack a land to edge. I don't think I can do that. I think I have to make the very, very unpleasant decision to pass the turn. And now, like, Barrowgoyf might not even do it, because I'm going to be at 7 and then 5, assuming they don't do anything else this turn. Ooh, and there's a second mountain. They've been sitting on, like, Eidolon this whole time. Bolt Wave, I'm down to 4. And Goblin Guide's going to take me down to 2, and then, like, they just need to have Fire Blast plus 1 spell here. Ponder. Okay, I draw the Ponder. So what's the play here? I can Dark Ritual, and then cast Sheoldred. They Lightning Bolt me. I'll force it, and then they can finish me off with the Fire Blast here. Cast Ponder. I mean, there's no way they're gonna not. They're bouncing there. Yeah, okay. So let's cycle Edge. There's a Barrowgoyf, but a little late to the party. I would basically have to find Dark Ritual here, and then for them not to have a deal 3 damage spell. I mean, it's over, right? I can't force because I'm going to be at 2. Let's shuffle. Draw the polluted delta anyway. Yep, let's pass. I don't know, they would need to sit on like 3 Mind Break Traps or something. 4 now. And then also draw 1 for the next turn. So what do I get? Force of Will. Inconsequential here. Yeah, alright, GG's. Yeah, that was, that Caracas, man. Without the Caracas, I think Sheoldred easily wins the game. So, but, burn opponent had Caracas. Alright, on the play for the final round. Positive record on the line here. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan this hand. And I'll keep this. And get rid of one of the Street Wraiths. And I'm just gonna get some Thoughtseize action going here. Ooh, this is Show and Tell. I guess, I don't know. I think I'm gonna take the Brainstorm here. That leaves them with a Force of Will. Like, well, with 2 Force of Will. So if they draw another blue card, then it's a little bit awkward. But I think them not having the Brainstorm feels kind of a big deal. I'm gonna cycle Street Wraith here. Well, there is Doomsday. Okay, so next turn I can Thoughtseize and hopefully Doomsday, but it does require them to sort of whiff on blue cards for these 2 draw steps, and they get to Surveil as well. Leave the card on top. Yikes. There's a land and a Lotus Petal. This is Show and Tell. If so, I am deceased. Looks to be so. Well, yeah, no, I am, right? Their hand. They didn't find another blue card, but I don't think I can win from here. Oh, and I forgot to surveil, so yeah, whatever. Yeah, I should have surveilled, but I don't think like with. So if I would need to draw something that draws a card to be able to win on the same turn, and I still need to both Thoughtseize a Force of Will away. So that I think the way this game played out, there was definitely there's definitely a chance I should have like Thoughtseized on my second turn, but obviously I wanted to wait because Thoughtseizing one of the Force of Wills and then passing and then like going in the dark. This way I would have been able to at least like wait if I Thoughtseize them on turn 3 and see that they found another blue card. Alright, I'm going to bring in the Sheoldreds and 2 Force of Negations. I don't know that I think Barrowgoyf is going to do the trick here. I also don't think we need Jace. And I'm willing to forego LED and consider. And I guess, like, maybe one of the Street Wraiths. Yeah, I'll keep this. We have a Force, we have a Brainstorm. Opponent mulligans to 6. Let's start off with a Surveil land here. I will take the Sheoldred. I'll play the Petal as well, just in case me having to Force and then them dazing could be an issue. Oh, identical starts. They kept a card on top. Okay, I'm gonna Brainstorm. Need to hit another blue card, which I do. Oof, plus the Cavern. Chef's Kiss. Okay, I'm gonna put back Edge of Autumn and Polluted Delta. And I'm gonna pass. Sneak and Show can be Blood Moon decks. So I'm gonna fetch Basic Island here. They just have it. Savage. Okay, well, I mean, I hope they don't also have Force. Looks like they didn't. I'm gonna fetch the Basic Island. I have my basic swamp in hand, but I'm gonna play the Cavern of Souls now. Or am I? Huh. This changes things, I would say. Yeah, I'm gonna cast the Doomsday instead. If they force this, then that's a force that's gone. If they show and tell next turn, like Sheoldred at least might do something. And I have the Cavern in hand to just get Oracle uncounterably so. So obviously it's a problem if they're sitting on like consigned in memory. So I could be conservative here and add a Thoughtseize. Does that make sense? Ironically, also now, Blood Moon actually beats me here. Something just tells me they might have Consign. Like, they went for Show and Tell, so obviously they have something to show in. And they didn't have Force of Will. So what else is in their hand? Okay, no. I've decided I'm going to choose to try and win next turn rather than try to beat a Consign to memory. Alright, here we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Lotus Petal. It's a lot of mana. This is sneak attack. Oh no. Ugh. Atraxa? Okay, let's see what they find. Yeah, they find multiple Magi of the Moon, Show and Tell Omniscience, whatever. The problem is also I'm going to be at 2, and the next 2 cards that I have and they just found Lotus Petal as well. Yeah, okay, so I'm dead. Never mind. Here's Magus of the Moon, and that's it. GG's. Oh wow, that was rough. That was a rough finish to the league. All right, well, let's try and recap here. We beat Lands and Reanimator, and then we lost to Moon Stompy in some very tight matches. I mean, maybe I'm just it's a typical thing, right? So I skated over the wins. I can't actually remember how tight they were. Uh, but the Moon Stompy match, I remember losing that, and it felt very tight. There was that one situation where if I had not boarded out Jace in the second game, I could have won there because they ended up with a Chalice for 2 as their only sort of answer. And we had the LED in play, but because of Blood Moon, like we couldn't put Cavern in the pile, that kind of thing. So that felt very tight. Then I lost to Burn and Caracas, which I don't. Yeah, I mean, if they didn't appear to be like Boros, but they could have been, and I just never saw any other like any white cards or any other white mana sources. I guess when I doomsdayed in game 2, they would have seen Sheoldreds in the sideboard, but like that, it's still really sort of took me by surprise. So lost that, and then I got kind of steamrolled here by Sneak and Show, and I think generally that's I would have to go and look at my record, but I think it's a fairly even matchup where perhaps Doomsday is a little bit favored, just because we also have the black cards to interact with, like the discard spells. But you certainly can easily lose, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the decision I had ended up not really mattering. If I had, instead of casting Doomsday, played Sheoldred, then I would have a Sheoldred. They would have resolved their sneak attack, resolved their, like, put in their Atraxa. It found Omniscience and Show and Tell. And I guess then it's a race. Then I don't die to attacks. I get to gain life all the time or each turn, and they are under a pretty fast clock, but they have Omniscience in play next turn. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would have given me a chance for sure. So I'd be interested what you think about that last turn, the last decision. Do you play out the Sheoldred there? Also considering what just transpired the turn before, they had gone like Lotus Petal, 2 lands, Show and Tell, and I countered it, and they had 4 cards in hand. Does it give us any information, like any indication that they might just like be able to reload immediately and get the sneak attack Atraxa? Like they had both an Ancient Tomb and Lotus Petal, and I think that's just legacy power level for you there, where like a deck can just easily jump 3 mana on 1 turn, out of the blue. So, all right, but I mean, I had some good games. I think it was still a fine experience here, and yeah, I go again. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.